And welcome back, everyone, to the 5th of October box office report. I didn't even get this close. I did not know Taylor Swift had a thing coming out this week. Taylor Swift, the official release of a official release party of a showgirl, comes in at number 1 with $33 million. One battle after another makes another $11.1 million in week 2. Dropping less than 50%, that's at least something. The Smashing Machine debuts a little over $6 million. Gabby's Dollhouse makes about $5.2 million. And The Conjuring Last Rites rounds out the top 5 again with a little over $4 million. Look, it's Taylor Swift's world, apparently. We just live in it. Look, 46 million worldwide. It's nowhere near the same as the Eras tour, but the fact is she brought in worldwide 50 million for a freaking behind the scenes look at the making of a record. This shows you just how massive Taylor Swift is, that she was able to take the box office with something like this. And good for it, because this is not a good looking box office this week. It's not god awful. I mean, let me put it this way. Between 1 and 2, that's 44 million. That's 50 million. There's still like 60, 70 million at the box office this week, but it's so dismal, so small. The big stuff like Tron Ares comes out this week. We got that coming out. We got The Roof Man coming out this week. So that's going to be something. The Anemone, Diego de Losum, it's getting a wide release this week. So there are things coming out this week. October's not going to be completely devoid. But man, it's a good thing this was here, because otherwise this would be a very, very bad box office week. But yeah, I mean, what is it about Taylor Swift that draws people to her? Well, is it her talent, her beauty, her fame, her panache, all of the above? None of the above. It's probably a mix of something like that. But still, it speaks to the popularity of Taylor Swift, absolutely. One battle after another made her $11.1 million, only dropping 50% from last week. Look, that's good. That's good. Now, the movie is way too expensive. If you average it out the cost, it is like $150 million. Yeah, got to factor at least 50 to 75 million in marketing based on how much we saw this thing. So I'm going to lean on the high side, because that's what you should probably do. 225, give or take. Which means you're looking at a film that roughly has to be about 340 to break even. Not going to happen. Not even come close to happening. This is not good. This is not good. Now, clearly it's got some legs, which is good, but it didn't even open to 30 million. I don't care if you have a leg. I don't honestly care if it made another 22 million this week. It's not going to do it the second week. Like, that's just not enough for you to. Now, if it were somehow making like 10 million each day, that'd be one thing, but it's not. It's not. It certainly isn't. And again, the question becomes, why did no one go out to see this, basically? And I stand by the fact that the trailers weren't the best trailers in the world. They were fine, but they weren't the best. But more to the point, people were sick and tired of seeing the trailer. They were basically marketed off of going to see the movie, because people got so just smacked in the face by it. And there is such a thing as over marketing your project. There is. And it will hurt you in the long run. So good for it for making over 100 million. Even if this film ends up hitting like 200 million, 250, which it won't. But even if it lucked out and did that, that's still not even close to breaking even for this film. It's just, I don't know what it is about Leonardo DiCaprio and the directors he works with. They need to know how to properly budget their films, because this shit doesn't fly in the modern era. It just does not. This is the kind of things that people at studios get fired over. Even if it is getting, the only thing that would probably save people's jobs is the awards consideration. But even then, I mean, accolades is one thing, money's another, and it's a business for a reason. The Smashing Machine, which I really did like, made $6 million. I think it's a little over $6. No, just $6 million. A little over $6 million. Now, I don't know let me see what the Smashing Machine's budget is. 1 second here. The Smashing Machine. The Smashing Machine, the Nigel Thornberry machine. By the way, I don't know if you can see that picture right there. That is what the real Mark Kerr looked like. So yeah, like that, The Rock is kind of like a spitting image of him in many ways. Let's see here now. So budget, yes, budget 50 million. Which, you know what, makes sense. That makes sense. That's a reasonable budget for something like this. It's not going to make its money back, not even close. I wish it probably would have made its money back. Again, I've heard Oscar consideration for The Rock, but I don't know if he's going to get it. I stand by what I said. If you had the same rules that you did for Best Picture, where you could have up to 10 nominations for each category, The Rock would probably be considered for a nomination. As it stands, because there's only 5 nominations, I have to assume there's going to be 5 because The Rock is an actor now. He is. But, I mean, we're talking like Oscar caliber, like other Oscar caliber performances, they're just going to be better this year. Now, I admittedly haven't seen any of them, so maybe I'm wrong. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis is in a film this year. You got to assume he's going to be up for an award. But, yeah, I don't know right now. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. But, I mean, still, any money is good money, I guess. It's also an A24 film. It's a studio that is known for really not making a lot of money for their films. Gabby's Dollhouse made her $5.2 million. No real family-friendly entertainment out right now, so I'm not shocked. $32 million. I gotta remember if I found what the budget was on this or not. Hold on. Gabby's Dollhouse. Gabby's Dollhouse. The movie. Do we budget on this? Yes, no, maybe so, could be, possibly. By the way, why is the Cat in the Hat all the way in late 2026? Why did we start marketing it now? I have no idea. Okay, it's made on a $32 million budget. You know, with the amount of effects works in there, I wouldn't be surprised, but it's not like it was great effects, so I don't know. But still, it probably had at best 15 in marketing. So you're looking at a movie made on 47. So again, you're looking at a film that if it could hit 70 something, like 75, it'd be good. I don't think it will, but if it did. Now, that being said, Universal has had a lot of hits this year. They've had, particularly Jurassic Park was a huge financial success. I'm trying to remember some of the other stuff they did. I know what WB's had a fantastic year so far. I'm blanking on some of the other stuff Universal's done this year, but when I do the end of the year box office, I'll get to it. The Conjuring Last Rites, hanging in there. We're in October, which means this thing might have a very short second life during the month of October, kind of like what Beetlejuice did last year. 458, man. I don't think it'll hit 500 million, but I'm not going to rule it out at this point. It's just kind of chugging along. I've said all I can say about it. Good for it. Demon Slayer made another 3.5 million domestically. Now it did get a little bit more of a bump overseas. It's now at $757 million. Now, let me be very clear about something. It's the original release. Hold on. Oh, domestic. Let me just get is there a Chinese release for this? No, it does not appear to be. So, because we're not dealing with China in this, I feel more confident to talk about these numbers. Now, that being said, now you might be saying, well, why are you including China? Because of that Ne Zha 2 shit. That Ne Zha 2 shit really is just, it's really bad vibes. It's not even bad. It's really shady vibes. If you do not adhere to the same movie going tracking, the same type of measurement of box office, and I think I got a white hair mustache. That's annoying me. Like the light is catching it. It's annoying me. But if you don't adhere to the same system everyone else in the world does, then I'm sorry, you cannot, in all good conscience, be considered number one. You can't. You cannot consider those numbers legitimate. I will never consider those numbers legitimate unless something comes out to say they are. So, yeah, now, that being said, before anyone asks, does that mean you don't consider any movie that's been released in China legitimate? No, not necessarily. Because the other movies that release in China aren't Chinese movies that you could qualify. Avengers Endgame, Avatar, those aren't Chinese movies. That is where the problem comes in. It's their own movie. It comes off like they're trying to do some propaganda shit. So yeah, or it comes off like they're trying to like wave their dick in your face. Like no. Now with that being said, Demon Slayer, vastly popular anime manga. Oh, like even I, who am not a Demon Slayer fan, understand how popular this thing is. Like it is kind of a phenomenon, and it's been a 3-part movie thing going on for this. So the fact that it was able to make this much money is fantastic, really is. Which I believe actually puts it now. I want to say it's the 3rd highest grossing film of the year. 1 second, real quick. Go to worldwide. 3rd. Again, taking these out of the equation. No, sorry, it's the 4th highest grossing film of the year. Now, I don't know how much more it has left in the tank. Hell, if it had made just the domestic lot of 124, that would have been a good number for any anime movie. But yeah, this thing made bank. Yeah, currently it goes The Conjuring Last Rites is the 10th highest grossing of the year. That will change probably November with combination of Wicked and Zootopia. And then Avatar comes out obviously in December. But yeah, it's Queen. Anyway, so I digress. Avatar: The Way of Water did a re-release 2025. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't release this at the right time. It only made like worldwide total like $9 million. Now that's not to say is not to say that like Way of Water is a bad movie. I actually like it compared to more than the first one. I think the story's a little bit more effectively put together in this one. I think the climax of the first one is better though, but still not a bad climax in this one. And I think the visuals have been improved. Maybe not like oh my god, it looks so much better. I'm like, it looks good. Well, honestly, it looks better. The water effects are great. But still. But I think if you wanted to really capitalize on Avatar: Fire and Ash coming out, you wait until December, beginning of December, and then you do a back-to-back re-release event of Avatar and Avatar 2. You don't do them together necessarily because that's 6 hours. But you have the option available for a 6-hour movie. You do give the option. Your 6-hour movie going experience. So that I think would have worked a lot better. As it stands though, they still made $9 million for pretty much nothing. The Strangers Chapter 2, you want to talk about a film that no one gives a shit about. Barely has made $11 million. Like it made $11.5 million. And it's, man, you want to talk about, I think this is actually a very, like clearly the last one made just enough money to break even or make a little bit. So they went with the next movie. But it's pretty damn clear no one cares about this franchise anymore. It's done. And you're also not doing a good job with it. So yeah, Good Boy, which I looked up the entire plot. I had no interest in seeing it, but I needed to know what happened because I'm like, does the dog live? So yeah, it made $2 million. I heard it got like standing ovations, all that. So okay, that's interesting. The Long Walk there now are 1.7 million. 44 million. It still hasn't broken even, but it's at least trudging along the best it can. Good for it. I wish better on it than what it got. Downton Abbey, the grand finale. I believe it's at 87 or 77 million. It is at 87 million worldwide, which unfortunately gets like I believe a $50 million budget. Not enough. But again, a passionate fan base, and this is the end of the line. Hem is barely crossed its budgeted amount. It's at like $25+ million. That's just not good. That's not good at all. And honestly, I don't blame it. The movie's not good. It may very well be the worst of the year. I will have to look through every single movie I saw this year to be certain of that, but it very well may be the worst of the year. Again, is that Anemone? Is that the name of the movie? Hold on one second. Because I feel like that is Anemone. 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 want to say this is an animal. Okay, it is an enemy. It is an. Finally, I got it. I figured it out. It is spelling the word anemone. Okay, cool, wonderful. In northern England, a man heads out on a journey into the woods to reconnect with a strange hermit brother with whom he shares a complicated past that was altered by life-changing events decades ago. Now let me see here. It just says drama. It doesn't say anything else. Now we do see some weird hallucination kind of scenes in the trailer, so I wonder if there might be something else going on, but it's just listed as drama. We also have Eleanor the Great, which I do want to try to see because, like I said, I want to try to see the Oscar contenders this year. But yeah, that's really it. Orwell, 2 + 2 = 5. Really? What is this? The ultimate comprehensive documentary film with the exceptional writer George Orwell. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Hey, in only one theater, it made $26.5 million. That's something. Anyway, I digress. So this week we got Anemone in wide release. We obviously have Tron Legacy, and we have The Roofman. I think I am comfortable in saying that I do think Tron Ares will be number one. Not saying it's going to be a $100 million opening weekend, but at least maybe 40 plus minimum. Hopefully. After that, I will say, after that, that's a good question. Taylor Swift still staying number 2, or I'm going to say, okay, so assuming that this thing drops like 60 some odd percent, at least, maybe 70. That means we'd be left with about a $10 million film. Maybe, let's round up to say 12. I feel confident enough to say Roofman should probably be number 2 at that point. I will then go Taylor Swift. Done one battle after another. I'll stick with the Smashing Machine at number 4. So wait, one battle. Sorry. Let's try that again. Tron Ares, Roofman, Taylor Swift. Okay, one battle after, and I will say, yeah, I'll say Smashing Machine. Even if Conjuring Last Rites drops 30 some odd percent next week, that is going to put it below 3 million, and I think the Smashing Machine can do above 3 million next week. Well, actually, even if it drops in the 50s, that puts it below 3 million, unless it's getting some more screens. I will change that answer. Well, then again, it dropped 40% this week. It's going to lose more screens next week, that's for certain. No, I will actually stick with my original answer. I will say Smashing Machine at number 5. This is my thoughts, though. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.